This is the collision of common sense and comedy. This is Defenders Live.
Hey, Monday.
Monday. How's it going?
Monday.
Can't trust that day.
Do.
Oh,
You sound tired.
actually, I'm
You
not
tired.
I'm not that bad right
Did
now.
you have a long day?
I took a nap.
It's because you had to.
Right, or else I would be dead.
Because it'd be a bad day for everybody.
Yeah, it would. There would have been no show. Like there would have been nothing. Like I'd still be sleeping right about now, because I probably would have fallen asleep.
A little bit ago.
Yeah, I think if I hadn't have made sure to go to bed, I'm pretty sure that my willpower would have stopped right about 6 o'clock.
Yeah, you kind of had a late night.
So
Thank God that you
yeah, it'd have been all right.
got here and got to nap in.
That's fine. It's fine. We're all here.
It's Monday. The world continues to spin.
Yep, and
It's a giant cluster.
tons of spin going on all week.
It's
So
very vomitous.
the judge in the trial for the former Minneapolis police officer Derek Chauvin.
Dirk.
Dirk. Blasted the incendiary comments by Representative Maxine Waters of California and said that they could lead to the overturn of the trial in the defense if the defense chooses to appeal the ruling. Chauvin is on trial for the death of George Floyd during an arrest on May 25th in Minneapolis. His attorney Eric Nelson. Eric Nelson.
Oh, I was going to get excited.
Yeah.
Say, was he part of the Nielsen group?
No.
Thank you.
Argued Monday for a mistrial based on the fact that the jurors were exposed to public comments because they had not been sequestered during the trial. I'm sorry, this is one of the most public trials out there.
I was going to say,
And you didn't sequester these guys?
the way the media pushes everything out as hard as they do, and they beat it and browbeat it, especially 24-hour news cycle, and with social media and the internet and everything being shoved into your face constantly, how are you going to find somebody who's not going to be biased, who's not going to have heard this?
I don't know.
I don't understand how they think they're going to be able to get people in there.
It's just one of those things, I guess. Quote, it is so pervasive. It's just I just don't know how this jury can really be said to be that they are free from the taint of this.
You said taint.
That's right. That was from Nelson. He also added that now that we have U.S. representatives threatening acts of violence in relation to a specific case, it's mind-boggling to me, Judge. The judge responded with this. I will give you that Congresswoman Waters may have given you something on appeal that may result in this whole trial being overturned.
If that doesn't tell you something about not just Maxine Waters, but about all of them,
Yeah.
then I don't know.
If you're looking at law, and I understand how, we're not lawyers, obviously.
We're not privy.
We're not privy to all the law things, but we do understand.
The legalese.
We do understand that if you have such a public trial to where you have, I don't know, BLM outside, you've got all these people going through, you've got literally riots and people killing each other over the fact of this one trial.
By the way, all this has happened over the past
Week.
2
2 weeks. Yeah. Well, yeah, we've had this
Since
coming
he
up.
died, it's been going on 2 years.
There's absolutely no one in the United States that doesn't know about this trial. If you have any idea about anything that's been going on.
Or it's one. Has it been 1 year or 2 years?
It's
I don't know.
been at least a
2020's
year.
jacked everything.
It's been
up.
at least a year.
That's the point, though. It has. You can't turn around.
Nobody is not prejudiced in this trial.
Yeah, everybody has something to say about it one way or another.
The fact that they were even able to choose a jury in this trial,
They didn't.
but they did.
But they didn't. Let's be honest. There's no way they could have.
It's like a trial by jury of your peers, right? The only real peers that he would have are cops and things like that. But it's of regular people. But how can you have a jury that doesn't already have an opinion on this? How? When it's been so publicized, everything about this has been in the news for at least a year. And now you have Maxine Waters and BLM and Antifa and all of these other groups out there literally calling for, violence in the streets.
And it's been that way.
Extreme violence
for at least
in the
a
streets.
year, a little over a year.
But Maxine Wawa calling for violence in the streets.
Old anti-Maxine.
Anti-Max.
Again, and it...
Telling the people that it doesn't matter what happens in this trial, we will make sure that our voice is heard. We will be in the streets. We will be continuing on with what we're doing.
Again, this is my little pitch right here. This point is my pitch to get rid of the 24-hour news cycle. I know it'll never happen because they're private companies and they make a boatload of money off of this.
Yeah, they do.
But this would be where my petition would be to get them gone somehow. And I don't know how the private sector could do that necessarily.
I don't think it can, really. I
it
really
would be
don't think
nice.
it
This is
can.
where I wish it would, because you can't sit there and have something that is in your face, and depending on which alphabet soup you're watching, depends on how often this stuff is in your face.
Oh, it's always in my face.
Well, but it depends on the network. Some of them will turn around and be like, rah, 24/7, like your MSNBCs and
Right.
CNN to a point and all that. But, if you went somewhere a little bit right, I'm pretty sure Newsmax doesn't, other than as an actual news update, they're not going to be
all up in your face.
Yeah, it's not a 24-hour
It's not like
beatdown.
It's not like CNN where I was stuck inside of a location today, and the only channel that they had on was CNN, and I was sitting there waiting, and all I heard was like I don't know, 2 hours of coronavirus coverage.
See what I'm saying?
That didn't stop.
That's what I'm saying. It's all it's about.
2 hours of nonstop coronavirus coverage. 2 hours of that, and then they had a little blurb about this trial.
Well, of course they're gonna do the little blurb because they don't want any other issues. Because
you okay there, buddy? You all right there, buddy?
Yeah, I
good?
breathed when I should have not.
Oh, you went in and out.
No, I'm good.
Okay.
Phlegm. But but no, like they have to. They want to turn around and stir up the violence and keep us divided racially, but controlling us through the fake demic is a lot more important
For them, yes.
Yes.
Like they were pushing. I know. I'm getting off on a tangent. Okay,
just a tad.
but it's
what we do.
It's bothersome to me. Like they were pushing all these new numbers that they came out with, talking about the fact that the highest population right now that's getting sick are between 20 and 45. And all this rest of the stuff.
Yeah, because he spent a year saying how between the 20 and 45s were not getting anything, and they're fine, and you don't have to worry about it. And now they have to revamp the tone.
Right, but now here's the thing, right? So they have that. They had a little blurb, and they had the section out broken down by the numbers, and it said, the 70% or 40% of the new cases were the 20 to 45-year-old range, and of those cases, blah blah blah. That's this amount of percent of the population. I'm sorry. I'm gonna go off on a little bit here. They had a 40% range, and then right next to it, it said that was 35% or 25% of the population. Excuse me?
That you're not supposed to pay attention to that.
You literally, that is a direct lie. That's not even like just covering up a little bit. You literally are putting up there that 40% of the viruses are getting caught by this group of people. And by the way, that 40% of the people that got the virus, that's like, I don't know, 35% of the population. No, it's not.
But again, it's one of those things that nobody pays attention to that. Nobody's going to look at that. Nobody cares about that because the people who are watching this religiously enough, who are constantly being inundated with it, it's beaten into their skull 24/7. They're not going to be looking at those nuances. All they're really toned and set and ready to listen for are the differences, the changes. If they are hoping for all this to go away, which I'm still hoping a lot of people are. You know what I mean? Then they're going to be listening and paying attention for that change, not for anything, not for simple mathematics. They're not going to pay attention to that. That
Right.
doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I mean that's what it is, right? They're not going to pay attention to actual math and
No,
numbers and all
because
the rest
that's not
of it.
what they're listening for.
But what they will listen for is I don't know, anything that has to do with Derek Chauvin, anything that has to do with George Floyd, all the rest of this. As soon as they hear the word Floyd or the name Floyd or the name Chauvin, everybody has an opinion on it.
I know I
Everyone.
do. I know I did. I was watching Andy Griffith today, and they had Floyd on there, and I said, "Oh, that damn trial!
That darn Floyd.
Dang darn it, Floyd!
Dang darn dang it.
He can cut some hair though." Are we talking about a different Floyd?
Different Floyd, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
George Floyd, you're
No.
talking about the other one.
I was talking about the
I
barber
remember.
Floyd from Andy. Yeah.
Yeah, I get you.
Yeah.
That was a very
Well,
white show.
It was actually black and white. Thank you.
Well done.
I tried. You know what's funny? You want to talk about a tangent? So I do like to go back and watch, and the further into hell that society goes into, the more I kind of keep going back to the old shows and old TV shows.
Yeah.
And so I watch. Andy Griffith is free on Prime.
Yes.
Okay. So I love watching that. My dad used to watch it all the time. It's still a special place. We live in North Carolina where allegedly it's from.
Allegedly.
It's centered around. Blah,
That's
blah,
where
blah.
it's from, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, but I watch it. If you watch it though,
Over near Mount Airy. Yeah.
well, that's what they say. Well, that's what they put actual Mayberry but other people have said that by actual geographical calculation, it's actually not supposed to be that far. It's more towards like Greensboro, actually.
Yeah, well, that's where they claim it now.
Yeah, but that's where they stuck Mayberry. But anyway,
Yeah.
So I watched this, and nowadays you can't have a show without the Nielsen rating.
Oh,
Is that what they call it?
Yeah,
The
TVMA, whatever.
Yeah, exactly. NC-17, whatever that is. So they'll come up on Andy Griffith. It'll say not rated, so it'll be NR.
Right.
Okay? And then right underneath it will say something like violence,
What?
drug use.
Maybe in one episode?
No, I've never seen an Andy Griffith episode.
there has to be one.
No,
There's gotta be one.
The closest I could think of to the drug use is when they go after like
Cigarettes.
somebody if they're still.
Oh, no, because what's his face was a drunk.
Yes, but that's not.
That was it. That's the drug use. What's his name?
That's not a drug.
What's his name? Yes, it is.
But they classify. They do actually classify them in two different ones.
Instead
As-
of alcohol use, it'd be
Yes.
drug use. Yeah. But I'm saying like that's all I remember.
But
is
it's
what's
really
his face was a drunk.
It is so funny to watch. That's the best part about it. Not even the show anymore. It's watching and see which episode, and each one of them changes.
What about what if Barney Fife was a pothead? I know we're off on a really bad tangent here, but what if Barney Fife was a pothead? Honestly,
He would. Well, Andy would let him have bullets in his
because he would
gun all
stop
the time.
shaking, right?
Well, all of it.
He'd stop shaking.
Well, no, he didn't shake. He just would stop being so high strung. Period.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because
You're thinking of Shaky his gun in the West.
that's
that's
right,
a
yeah,
different,
different thing altogether.
Same guy,
same
different
person, yeah, different thing, yeah.
But yeah, no, Andy would actually let him have a gun full of bullets
Because he'd relax.
Yeah, because he'd be calm. He wouldn't be shooting the floor. But it's funny if you get a chance. I'm telling you, if you get a chance, watch Andy Griffith on Prime. Look at what the rating. The rating will always say NR, not rated.
Not rated.
But underneath it will suggest something. It'll say it's violent, or it'll say drug use, or it'll say something to that effect. Watch the episode then with that thought in mind and see if you can find it. It's always so funny. Because the one that killed me the most was they said they had drug use and violence in the same episode.
Did you watch it?
Yep.
Was there drug use and
Nope.
violence?
No, there wasn't even like, oh my God, Timmy's doing these pills that he came into town.
There wasn't
with
even
and
like a
he's peddling.
slap on the side or something?
Nope. The closest violence I saw was like they were going to take out a guy who had a still and they got shot
the drug
at.
use.
Hold on. They got shot at and then it didn't hit anybody. And Andy stood up and goes, now listen here, you need to stop that now. And I'm coming up there. And he come up there and oh, Andy, I didn't know it was you. And it was over. Like, I don't know. I didn't see it. I couldn't find it.
All you heard was the one ricochet. Like,
yeah. So if you want fun, I'm telling you, Prime, Andy Griffith Show, or practically any of the older shows. I'm sure on Prime they always do that, but on any of them, look and see what they say.
Was there any cigarette use?
No. I thought about that too. No.
Any smoking at all?
No.
Okay, I don't remember. So
No.
it's been a while.
Because I thought that too, and it's not. But like I said, you want some fun, check it out. Some of the stuff that they rated, or I say rated, some of the stuff that they say is in the show is so bad. You really can't find it. I don't know how they come up with it.
That's very, very true. Yeah. So sorry, going back to the story and all the rest of it, Oblivion flickering over there on the Twitters. Why are they pretending that the jurors have any choice but guilty? Are their homes fireproof?
Good point.
It's a good point. And
very good point.
funny enough that you bring that up. It's
called a segue.
It's weird that you say that. See, it appears that they wanted to send a message. Those protesters, they wanted to send a message to Barry Broad, a former Santa Rosa cop who happened to be a witness for the defense in the Chauvin trial. See, obviously he's up for murder, blah, 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 blah.
Okay.
So they decide to paint his house in pig's blood by splattering it all over the place.
That doesn't come off very well.
They vandalized his property by literally spraying pig's blood all over it. You see, here's the problem.
Okay.
That wasn't the guy's address.
Ruh-roh.
See, Broad no longer lives at the residence that was pig's blooded.
Because he got smart, got the hell out of Dodge.
Well, no, he's moved on, and so they were looking at,
It has been a year.
yeah, they were looking at old records apparently, and they just decided to go and pig's blood a house.
He got smart and didn't do a change of address.
Yeah, actually, he hasn't lived there for a number of years.
Oh, good. Good.
Yeah, this is an old residence.
Okay. Okay. So this is he moved long before
Yeah.
the ish hit the shan.
Yeah. So KPIX said that 45 minutes after the large statue of the hand covered in pig's blood. That's nice. There's also a hand that was covered in pig's blood in Santa Rosa. That's awesome.
That's nice.
Yeah. That's great.
Why is there a statue of a hand in Santa Rosa is my question.
Well, they got a cop a feel.
It doesn't even do anything. Like it's laying on its side.
Yeah, they're going for the handshake.
That doesn't look like a handshake. It looks like it's trying to cup a baby bird. Except for it's sitting on its side.
Yeah, it's just like that.
Yeah, that doesn't.
Uh-huh.
I don't.
Yeah.
California's weird.
Yeah, it really is.
It really ruins the everything for it. I just
See, Broad hasn't lived in Santa Rosa for since 2004. He actually no longer lives in California at all. But he testified that Chauvin was justified in his actions that he took with Floyd, the station said, and Chauvin soon had to deal with the gathering of crowds that posed a threat while restraining Floyd. What?
Stealthy Jackal over on Twitter. When you F up the wrong house, Carrie style, you might want to use E-Verify.
Nice. Well done. Well said.
Oh, going back real quick to Andy Griffith. The Andy Griffith a violent rating, or they gave Andy Griffith a violent rating, even though he doesn't wear a gun. they still use the word gun. That's it, you know what? It probably is something equally that stupid.
Probably so.
It probably is the fact that you see it, or that he, carries it, or that it may have gone off one time. It might be. I didn't quite think of that, but still, I don't think the ratings completely match up. But whatever.
Oh,
Anyway,
okay. Yeah.
Durka Lama Jihad.
Apparently, there's a guy on the D Lives that's
Okay,
I don't know what language you're speaking,
but thank you for watching.
I guess.
Okay.
All right.
Anyway, so they just splattered blood all over a house that the guy didn't even live in
Yeah.
for a long time.
Yeah. That's just how they go, though. Apparently.
All you have to do, seriously, is go to like White Pages and pay I think it's for one time it's like either $5 or $9, one of the two.
Mm-hmm.
One time thing, and you can get all the information on somebody,
Yeah.
like all of it.
That's all you need.
So
Oh, and there's a site. Oh, I've got a site where I can go and dig pretty much any information I want now.
when I used to repo cars, I had that. I had they paid monthly for it. It was a rather expensive one, and it got very in depth. I have to admit, the very first time I ever got access to it, I did look up certain celebrities just to see if I could.
Yeah.
And I could, and I did. I never utilized it. I never called anybody. I never did anything like that. But I was like, oh, wow.
I can actually find this stuff.
This is
This is not good.
this is dangerous.
That's not good at all.
So
Yeah, I've got this little site that I've got on my phone, and it has all the listings of everything. All the listings of everything.
oh no.
Did that just say what I thought it said?
Yeah.
We just got a news update. Hold on.
Oh no.
No. Not that guy.
Mondale.
Yeah.
Walter Mondale?
Yeah.
He passed away.
Yeah. That literally just happened. Just happened.
Come across the wire right now. The VP under Carter, Walter Mondale, died at the age of what, 93?
Yes, he was 93.
Wow. It's pretty good for only seeing it blurb up on the screen for a second
job,
and go
buddy.
away.
Dang.
Oh, that's sad. Walter Mondale passed away today. at the
No
age of
cause was
93.
cited. Yeah.
Sure. Somebody will come back and say it was COVID later. You watch. You watch. Just saying.
Actually, Mondale knew that his death was imminent and said to have spoken to President Biden and former President Jimmy Carter and Bill Clinton as recently as Sunday.
Wow. Again, they knew they were going to get him for COVID.
I think so.
That's sad. I mean, I wasn't around for him. I don't know anything about it. But yeah, Walter Mondale died, age of 93.
Yeah, the funny thing is, when he lost the election for president, he lost because they thought that he was going to increase taxes.
Rorge.
That's why he lost.
Whoops.
He lost on an actual point of principle.
Wow.
Not because he didn't look good.
That doesn't happen anymore.
Not because he wasn't like energetic enough, but no, because one of his policies was that he was going to increase taxes.
See, I wish we would go back to those days, but no, we can't do that. Now it's all about
What are you talking about?
getting rid of people because of people.
Because
And,
people are people too.
yeah, the hell with actually following on principle or anything else. No, get rid of people. And that's it. Govern based off of people and off of emotion and everything else. So,
Yes.
Anyway. Southern Ohio Jackal over Twitter, was this house currently being lived in by Muslim family? It would be an interesting turn of events. The whole pig blood house?
Yeah,
That would be very interesting, actually.
it would be.
Very, very interesting. Sweat of his prime on Twitter at DOA Show. So at Dylan Lyles was a repo man. That explains a lot.
Oh, that's a good movie too.
I never saw that.
What?
Yeah,
the Repo Man musical?
Yeah, no, I never saw it. I saw the like the not the preview,
the
but
trailer?
I seen that it came out, and I'm like, oh, isn't it a coinky dink?
Repo Man the musical.
And I'm doing it. That's what I'm Repo Man, and that's a repo. Oh, that makes
Except for
and
that's repoing your organs.
Yeah, no, I never. got around to
In
seeing
a
it.
world where you have to rent out organs.
That's a hell of a.
Yeah, being a repo man is death for people. That's how it is, though. That is how bad rumors start. That is how bad rumors start.
It does.
You don't. That's not good. But stop it.
And he did know that he was getting ready to.
He knew he was going to go.
So,
yep. He was going. It
all
was his
right,
time.
Wally. Today's the day.
Wally Oxenfree.
Poor guy. Poor guy.
Oh,
I know.
And now for something completely different.
not yet.
I'm gonna use it. I'm so excited.
Eventually, yeah, we'll get there. Very happy about your sounder.
I'm about that one. There's like the I need to find a good. You know what? Maybe it's you know what I'm thinking. Maybe the one I'm thinking of too might be a better one. Is Bill and Ted.
I mean, why don't we just do the?
It's not the same.
Yes, it is.
It's not the same.
It is the same. We both do it in different times.
Oh wow.
What?
So one of his primes telling you haven't watched Repo the Genetic Opera until you've watched it while polishing off a bottle of absinthe. Holy God!
Now, is that the good absinthe? Or
I was
is
just saying, is that the
are you
illegal
talking about?
kind or the,
Are you talking about the American absinthe? Or are you talking about real absinthe?
the European?
European absinthe that you can't really get over here until you get somebody to smuggle it in.
That's the kind you watch. That'll.
The stuff that you actually take a sugar cube and drip over top of and let it melt through into the cup.
So you can actually ingest it.
Right, because basically it tastes exactly like what you call it, star anise.
Ugh.
So it tastes like Jaeger.
Actually, you know what? I don't mind Jaeger.
Well, that's what it is. Basically, it tastes like Jaeger.
Oh, I'm good then.
This is Defenders Live.
B from the SAV over on Twitter. Mondale passed away from 2 shots of COVID vaccine to the back of the head. Sorry, that's how bad rumors are started.
Yeah, don't do that. Not good. Not good at all.
No, it's not. Again, though, that is he did know his time was coming. So
Yep.
it's highly possible.
It's very true. It was very close to it. Sweatibus Prime over there on the Twitters as well. At Stephen Area, you haven't watched Repo, the Genetic Opera, until you've watched it while polishing off a bottle of absinthe.
Yeah.
And like I ask, I've got to ask.
Which one are we talking?
Are we talking American version, or are we talking about the European stuff where you actually have to get it to taste good, you have to drip it over top of a sugar cube and let it dissolve through? And also you have to smuggle it in because it's illegal here in America.
That would be
because it's psychotropic.
I have to admit that if I go to Europe, I want to get my hands on some to try.
Well, you don't even have to try. You can just go buy it.
Well, no,
It's
but I mean,
fine.
like I'm saying, but if I go to Europe, one thing, and not even necessarily bring back.
No, you're not bringing it back.
You can't bring it back.
No,
I mean, you could.
it'll get pulled through customs.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is what I would like to.
Unless you decide to take an empty gun case and then put it in the gun case because it's the gun case and lock it up and then.
Don't be telling my secrets now. All I'm saying is
It's an empty gun case.
don't be telling my secrets. All I'm saying though, I want to go to Europe and
I know, I get
just
you.
to do it, just to have some, because it's been a long time since I've had a psychotropic. That's all I'm saying.
Well, you
Been
can.
20 years.
Well, you can easily go to Greensboro and get as much as you want. I'm pretty sure.
Nah, it's not the same. It's not the same.
Not the same.
I picked mine fresh out of a garden.
So do they.
Yeah, I know, but it's a little. Yeah,
It's a greenhouse,
wait, in Greensboro?
dude. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, like not only do they have an entire marijuana greenhouse growery and distiller, like greenhouse and production plant there, but yeah.
No, I'm talking about like.
Yeah. No, they have other stuff there.
Oh,
as well.
wow.
Yeah.
Good on them.
Yeah. Get you some gummies.
TechRoo on Twitter. Don't know why. I only just now thought of this while you were talking about absinthe.
Uh-huh.
But would a durian ale be a dark
Oh
ale or a
no,
light ale?
stop it. Stop.
Asking for a friend.
It would be dead is what it would be.
No, but it would be a dark or would it be a light?
Okay. No, okay, hold on. I want you to go to YouTube. Okay?
Don't do this.
No. I want you to go to YouTube after the show, and I want you to look up making durian whiskey.
Shut up. Are you serious?
Yes, it's by the Whiskey Tribe. So it's a distillery in Texas. Okay, they decided to make durian whiskey. Go ahead and look that up and see how they react. It's all there. Yeah. Go do that. Because there you go.
Because I was gonna say the fresh smell of durian fruit is so good.
They used real fresh.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Durian.
The fresh durian smells so good.
Oh yeah,
I can only
is
imagine how fantastic fermented durian fruit smells like. Holy cow! It's the kind you have to wear with a mask.
You can only
peel it off
hope
and-
that durian mash.
Oh, you peel off the lid, the paint starts to peel.
Literally, the barrel melts.
Makes
from the
us
smell.
Asbestos crawls away from your home. It's like, screw this crap.
This is
I'm
not
out.
worth it.
I'm not.
Not worth it.
The lead comes out of your paint and.
Oh, speaking of really nasty flavors,
While we're on the subject,
anybody in Texas, if you haven't had, if you've never had the whiskeys that I've been joking about from Chicago,
the
Malorts, you can try a beer
That's right.
that tastes exactly like it.
Ugh. No. Like, I'm not a huge beer person anyway, but the idea of a nasty beer,
Oh no, it tastes. It has like the same.
That's what I'm saying.
It has the same medicinal like herbs and spices in there to make it taste. Oh, but Lone Ranger, I think is what it's called. If I remember correctly, I've got to look it up again. I had it by accident.
How do you have it by accident?
Well, I didn't know what it was. Like, oh, it's a local brew. Okay, cool. I'll try one.
Oh no.
When I was in Texas, and
You didn't ask the bartender?
They didn't know. They didn't know what it tasted like. They didn't have it.
Yeah, but you don't have to know how it tastes. Like, you're a bartender. Like,
No.
you-
This is
You pay attention to the reaction of the people around you.
This is
Serve
also right
something.
around the same time that COVID started and all the rest of
Oh.
it. So I was just like, yeah, I'll just try this one here. It's like, okay, great. Boonk, bottle on the table, popped it off. Here you go. I drank about a third of it, and then I was like, no.
A third? What,
Yeah,
you
I was-
shotgun the damn thing?
I was trying.
No.
I was trying, man. I was trying.
No, I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. No. It ain't gonna be a good day.
Stealth Jackal. All right, that's it. I'm driving the damn Malort down myself.
Hey, take a weekend, come down.
We'll you're invited.
We'll make it a party.
Yes, you're invited. I would recommend getting a hotel because I've got a bunch of kids, but
No, and I don't unless you want to sleep on. Well, depending on.
I mean, you could sleep on my couch, you could sleep on his couch, but I recommend a hotel.
depending on what day you're rolling through. Like, you could sleep on one of the boys' bed. I mean,
Yeah, the blow-up beds.
no,
they got the regular beds?
I got the actual bunk beds. The bottom one is the extra big one, so it's the
So she's the right size, is what you're saying.
oh, that
She'll just curl in there.
kidding me? The cat bed's probably big enough for her. Just saying.
We're just going off of pictures. We don't.
I know. I'm assuming. But no, like I said, for real, yeah. You make it down here, we'll make a deal out of it.
We'll make it happen, Captain.
For sure. Another thing we're going to make a deal out of is we mentioned this last week. We're doing a push goal, or we got a push goal. We're
Yeah,
trying to
push
do.
goal. Yeah.
Trying to get to 1,000 on
YouTube.
Anybody. It doesn't matter how you do it. If you get other people to do it, make other accounts. I don't care. If you can get us to 1,000, you get your people, friends, family, loved ones,
Right.
to get us to 1,000 on YouTube, we will cut a 5-track LP of sorts.
Anyway, continue. Sorry. We will cut.
Not for nothing, I don't have a cat bed, just so we're clear.
Yeah,
I threw that out there. The cat sleeps outside. The dog is the one that sleeps inside.
And
Anyway.
he doesn't have a bed because he's also tiny.
Yeah, but he sleeps on like a cloth on the floor.
Yeah. You don't need that.
No. But anyway, yeah, so we'll do like a 5-track LP that will,
That we will release.
yeah, and we'll go, if you're a defender, you'll get it first.
Yes.
Once we hit that 1,000, the everybody who's a defender will get it first, and then within 2 weeks or so from there of the defenders having it, then it will be released publicly to everyone. So there you go. Again, we're trying to get a push goal. We're trying to get 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. Go to youtube.com/search for DOAE show. You'll see the eagle. You'll see everything up there. I don't have I figured out the other day that's not the official. We keep saying it's at DOAE show. That's not officially it.
Oh, yeah, because YouTube never allowed us to do the @
Yeah, they never allowed it to do it. So
So if you go to YouTube, search DOA show.
yeah, literally search DOAE show, 2 words, and it'll pop up. You'll see the eagle logo. And
It'll be there.
It'll be right there. And all you do is hit subscribe, get everybody to join in and do it. Like I said, we're at 108 people right now. So
Yep, and that's why it's a push goal for us.
yeah,
to
it's
get
just for
1,000.
something fun. If y'all want to hear us sing goofy songs or do whatever, as you
Silly
know,
songs with Larry.
there you go. And we might do that
I
one.
mean, that's right.
Oh, where is my hairbrush? Oh, where is my hairbrush? And we'll do it in our little twisty way too. Because what was the one we were doing before we went on air?
Today?
Oh, was it not Bohemian Rhapsody? What was the other one we did?
What are you doing today?
Yeah, the one we did before we came on.
I don't know.
We were singing something.
Dude,
and
do
we were
you know
doing
how
it.
often we do that junk?
I know. It's constant.
Ugh.
It is
It's
actually
like everything.
It's always constant. I'm just saying. But yeah, so if you would like to entertain yourself on that, by all means, go to youtube.com. And what we'll do is we'll throw it up on the Twitter here in a minute. The link for the YouTubes. That way y'all can find it if you're there. Hell, you know what? I might even throw it up on the Facebook too, just in case, because I know there's a lot of people who don't use Twitter. So there you go. Swedimus Prime over Twitter did at Dylan Allows just offer open bunks for jackholes on road trips.
Yes.
I have 2, and depending on whether my boys are here or not at the house or not, depends on whether or not you get them.
I have a couch, though, always.
I do have a couch.
And apparently, it's comfy.
It is comfy. As long as you can keep the literal center, like your stomach and stuff, on the center part of the couch, it is fantastic.
And as long as the cats don't climb all over you.
Yes. I have 2 couches, or I have a couch and a love seat, and both of them have recliners on both ends. So enjoy. So there you go.
There you go. So here you go. And here you go.
Hold on, let's see. Southern Ohio Jackal, a fun weekend at DOA show. So like beer, whiskey, barbecue, and farming simulator. But I will only sleep in a race car bed.
Well, that's your own fault.
I don't have a race car bed.
You're going to have to get over that.
Yeah. So if you want to have a sleepover with me, and we'll, get our jammies on, our onesies, and we'll,
I'll come over too.
it'll be fun.
Yeah.
It'll be fun.
I'll come over in my jammies.
Yeah. We'll have, beer and da-da-da-da-da.
I'll bring the Jameson.
Yeah. Did I tell you I've got a bottle of Jameson at the house?
No.
I still have some left over from Georgia.
Yeah, buddy.
I ain't gonna lie. So the night before the wedding, they were one of the things that it was a very, I say they're cheap. They were doing, they were trying to save money. So they made barbecue butt, pork, or not pork, beef butt, Boston butt.
Yeah.
It was slow cooked on a smoker. They threw it on about 6 or 7 p.m. Didn't pull it off until 1 a.m. Dude, I'm telling you, this stuff literally fell apart.
That's awesome.
Fell apart. It was fantastic. So anyway, while that was being smoked, we sat around drinking and listening to music and blah, blah, blah. And by the time I was done, I had the bottle. I was just straight chugging straight
Because
from the
it's
bottle.
good. It's easy.
It is.
It's so easy.
Especially once your mouth numbs after a while. You
doesn't
don't taste
matter.
anything.
Yeah, but I mean, it's sweet. It's actually like a
It's
sweet,
really good.
smooth, delicious flavor. Anyway,
It is really good.
so here you go. A 12-year-old boy from Washington, D.C. has been charged with first-degree murder for allegedly shooting and killing a 13-year-old boy.
Oh, shooting. That is, I swear to God, that's not what I thought you said.
For shooting and killing a 13-year-old boy.
Wow,
The
that's
suspect,
not
whose
good.
name has not been released to the public, thankfully, is being charged as a juvenile.
Oh, good.
Mm-hmm.
Because why the hell not?
ABC News noted that the incident took place outside of a shopping center in Prince George County, Maryland, over the weekend. I was just in Maryland.
Leave it to Maryland, man.
I was just in Maryland.
I know. That's just.
Uh-huh. Around 10:15 p.m. Saturday, officers for the Prince George County's police department responded to a report of a reported stabbing at the Ritchie Station Marketplace shopping center in Forestville, Maryland, located right off the Beltway. I know exactly where that
I do
is. That's
too.
the problem.
I know where that's at, too.
When they arrived on the scene, they found a 13-year-old boy suffering from a stab wound that were not life-threatening. He was transported to a nearby hospital for medical treatment, but has since been released. However, lying next to the stabbing victim, police also found a 13-year-old boy, later identified as King Douglas, who was suffering from a gunshot wound. So one got stabbed, one got shot.
Daggone it, man. This is, and at 13?
Yeah, 12 and 13.
12 and 13?
12 and 13, yeah. Officers reportedly said that they don't believe the shooting to be random, but rather they believe that the violence stemmed from some sort of confrontation. Quote, the preliminary investigation revealed the shooting and stabbing stemmed from a dispute between two groups of juveniles in the shopping center. Investigators are looking for a separate suspect they believe is responsible for the stabbing attack and have asked the public to come forward with any information about the incident. Why don't you ask the kid that shot the other kid?
Yeah, I was
that
gonna
you
say.
caught? Because he obviously knows what's going on.
Obviously.
The incident is just the latest in a string of crimes committed by juvies in the D.C. area in the recent months. In March, a tragic killing of an Uber Eats driver with the two teenage girls who decided to try to carjack him.
I remember we did that story, too.
13 and 15-year-old girls that tried to carjack an Uber Eats driver. They attacked a 66-year-old Pakistani immigrant, Mohammed Anwar, with a stun gun nearby Nationals Park, causing the car to flip to its side. The vehicle raced around the sharp turn before hitting a curb. Anwar was expelled from the vehicle and died.
Okay. Now I understand that that Anwar. And I know this is a different story.
Yeah,
but I understand.
2 stories in one.
Yeah, I understand that Anwar was a Pakistani immigrant, so he's probably not. I don't know how Pakistan is, in everyday life.
Right.
I don't know if being attacked by 13, 15-year-old girls is common. I would
Yeah.
assume not, but
Probably not.
even 13, 15-year-old kids, period, is a little weird.
Probably not the same thing.
But
I don't think he expected to be tased.
probably not. But I'm gonna ask you. Let's just put you in his shoes.
Okay.
Would you have had a problem punching either one of them kids in the face?
Actually, I don't even know how they got in the car because he's an Uber Eats driver.
Well, but think about it. If
How did they get in the car?
being COVID, the guy's probably not going to the door. It might have been
curbside pickup.
That's what I'm saying. Curbside pickup. So maybe it's possible that they're like, yeah, we'll meet you at the curb in front of the house, so you don't even come up the stairs.
I still don't get it.
But I'm saying that's probably
No, you drop it off at the door. It's like the same thing with Domino's and Papa John's and stuff. Like they drop it off at your porch like a package.
Yeah. Well, but maybe while the Uber Eats was being delivered to the house, the kids were.
They went outside and decided to jack it.
Yeah. I don't know. But my point is I wouldn't have ran away like that. I would have started swinging. And I understand they're girls, and I understand that
At 12 and 13,
I'm almost
yeah.
I'm almost 40 and almost 300 pounds, and
And they're 13 and 15.
and they're 13 and 15, and me doing that would probably have killed them. But at that point,
It's your life or theirs.
yeah, really, it's clearly which one is it going to be?
Yeah, well, apparently
It was him.
It's just how it is.
That's so sad.
It is sad. I don't understand it, guys. Why are the youngins getting more and more violent?
Because the parents are more worried about being afraid of COVID.
Can we just
and
stop?
fighting over George Floyd.
Can we
That's what it is.
Can we just stop, guys?
I wish we
Honestly.
could.
Can we stop for just like 10 minutes and gather up everything and just I think we need a clean up time. That's what we need.
We do.
We need
a
cleanup
clean
time.
house.
We need cleanup time. And
Yeah.
I'm talking about as a society, we need to take 10 and clean up, you know?
Yeah.
You know, you turn on the cleanup song and you you get
Clean up. Clean up.
exactly. You turn on the Amazons, you get the cleanup song going, and you do the whole deal. I think we need that as
I think
a
so, too.
society.
I agree.
I think we need a spring cleaning, as it were. Not a what you call it, not the Muslim Spring or whatever, but just
Yeah.
a spring cleaning.
Just
We
regular
need
spring
everybody.
cleaning.
What we really need is we need to everyone turn off the new television news. Every single person, turn it off.
Yeah.
Turn it off. Just stop.
Agreed.
Stop for a week. Everyone, and I know that's kind of counterintuitive to what
Well,
we
and
do.
it's hard
but
to
still.
do nowadays because
Yeah, everything is constantly in your face all the time. Like I don't care. Instead of turning on the TV or whatever, like, well, if you turn on the TV, turn on a TV show. Like honestly, go make it the boob tube again. At least then, you weren't out and about. Like we didn't have these people out and about destroying everything because they were so uber sensitive about all the things.
I wish we could go back to the days when there was no issues. We didn't have, I mean, there was always issues. I'm assuming there's always issues, but this is just a little bit ridiculous. I'm just so tired of it. I'm tired of the junk. I'm tired of children acting like this. I'm tired of parents acting like this. I'm tired of just.
Sweatimus Prime at Stephen Area. And you follow up with, we need a cleanup time? Yes. 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 We need a time where we can sit down and look at everything in our lives
Just
and
take a
actually
breather.
really reevaluate all the stuff.
Just take a breather.
It's more of a mental cleanup than it is anything else. It's
Yeah.
not like literally physically getting out and cleaning up. I mean, if you need to do that anyway,
yeah.
but still. This is, you got to clear your head of this crap.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. Because it's not, at this point, it's not going to get any better.
Right.
It's just going to keep getting worse.
Yeah.
And then eventually we end up, Walking Dead style where everything is destroyed. And I don't know. Ask you for a friend, Jack Hole over on Twitter. Summer party at Dylan's house. I'm down. I'll even bring my couch, which is a camper.
Sweet.
I have no problem with that. I've got room.
Yeah, he does. He has
got
room in
room.
the backyard and front yard.
Front yard, you can run along the side of the driveway. I don't care.
Heck, you can run.
Park-
You can run a power line if you need to.
Yeah, if you need to.
Let me see.
Sweatimus Primes at Stephen Airy. Don't say go outside and jacket ever again.
You really took that out of context, didn't
Especially
you?
when you're talking about 13 and 15-year-old little girls.
I'm saying you took that way out of context.
That's where he goes with the and then following it up with, and we need cleanup time.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. Southern Ohio Jack all over Twitter. These kids need more chores. At 13, I was busy feeding and milking cows, baling hay, mowing grass to go shoot other 13-year-olds and jacking the pizza delivery guy.
So you were living the Amish paradise.
Oh, it's good.
At 4:30 in the morning, you're milking cows. Jebediah feeds the chicken and Jacob plows full.
Gross.
What?
Gross.
What? It's the Amish paradise.
Yeah, I know.
Can I not do the Amish?
Yeah.
What do you?
Sweatimus Prime at DOA Show. When at Stephen Airy reads the tweets out of order, you're going to have a bad time.
Well, I can't read them in order because they pop up out of order.
Well, no, they don't. But just by the time you see it, it's what's directly in front of your face.
Exactly.
And not what
I
scrolls
don't
down.
always see. I don't have the attention to scroll down and find where you clicked on the first time.
Yeah. Well, see, that for me, that's where I always throw the like on there, which we like anyway, can show appreciation for
Of
being
course,
a
yeah,
part of
because
it.
you guys are part of the show.
The other side of it is so that way I can keep track, because I'll do the
what
same
you're
thing
doing,
too.
yeah.
When I get lost in it, so I'll go back down to the last time I because that means I've read all the way up to that point.
Right.
And so
There you go.
once it's done, and we just start again. We go, oh, okay, and then we can read in order. That's how I do it.
The Knights who say neat. Are you suggesting that we have dirty minds?
No.
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 Why would
Jeez.
perish the
Why would
thought.
I?
I'm
Allegedly.
I'm offended that you would think such a thing.
How dare you?
Right?
I know.
I don't know. I thought we were saving this for Carrie tomorrow.
Are we say this?
Yes.
I mean, we can.
Yes, that was the one
do
we
you
were
want
saving.
to?
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't say yes to that. But
Oh, I
sure.
thought you said yes.
No, I didn't.
I do,
That's
because
fine. You want to know what? Because we got this, right?
I want to make her head bust.
Okay.
Again, that was fun.
Yeah, I see.
And that
Isn't it great?
It is great when it's
Isn't
someone
it
else.
awesome? Isn't it awesome when it's not you?
Yeah, but that just means that, it's nice for me to have a little bit of reprieve because it's always me. It's always happening to me.
It's always me.
Peekable Starkey Jackal. My regional culture is not your amusing parody, Steven.
Yes, it is.
Oh, absolutely. It is.
absolutely is.
Everyone's regional culture is our parody.
That's right.
Come on now.
Also, I remember that Coolio got really upset about that song
He did.
because Weird Al
Did it better.
he did the song, but he was told by the production company that Coolio had given the go ahead,
And he didn't.
and he didn't.
Oh.
And so they actually met up, they randomly met up at one of the awards shows, and Coolio was pissed.
Oh, I believe it. I believe it.
It's like, I did not say yes to that.
Oh, yep. B from the SAV. No knocking the Amish paradise. No time for jacking. Gotta get the butter churned.
That's right. You got to churn that butter.
Gotta.
Raise a bar on Monday. Sooner raise a nutter.
And now Southern Ohio Jackal's mad at you for getting it stuck in their head.
You're welcome.
Congratulations.
Yeah, that's how it works.
Pulling thistles, shuffling cow manure out of the barn. Yes. Yes. Asking for a friend. Jackal. That's.
See, and that's why I love what we do.
I know. Isn't it great?
Now there's an entire litany of Amish paradise crap on the Twitters.
The nights you say, "Nee, if I offended at Dylan Lyles, my work here is done." Wait,
You haven't yet.
You can't. Okay. So we're clear. It is very hard to offend me.
For reals.
Very
Actual
hard.
offense.
Yeah. Now, you say something bad about and I find it very different. Like when I hear offended nowadays, I'm hearing the snowflake butt hurt, and that kind of thing. You talk junk about my mom, that could be that's still counted as offensive,
right?
But that's not. You're not offending me at that point.
It's like
you're offending my mother, and I'm going to punch you in the mouth. It's
I forget the guy's name, but there's this 80-year-old guy that's going around doing the big conferences about being bold and being responsible and all the rest of it, and
Yeah.
he was using the reference of how would he had a test online, right?
Mm-hmm.
And going through a survey, and one of the questions was, some guy just came up and punched your mom in the face. What are you going to do? And it had a bunch of different options. And apparently a majority of people chose to talk it out.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Chose to talk it out because he may have had a bad day.
Oh, I'll talk it out.
After I pummel you.
Yeah, after I
don't care how big you are. You
straight
hit
up
my
throat
mom.
punching you right at that point.
You hit my mom. I'm probably going to get my gun at that point if you're big enough.
Yeah. And I don't care what anybody says. I was taught years ago that when you fight, you do as much damage as you possibly can, as quick as you possibly can.
You never start it, but you always end it.
Exactly. So that means there's no holes barred. If I knee you in the nuggets thing, by God, I'm going for it. It doesn't hurt there's no, I need to do. No. I'm going to win. Just so we're clear.
There is no such thing as dirty tricks in a fight.
No.
The fight is a fight, and you're there to win.
Yep.
That's
and
how
I'm going to. Just so we're clear. I love it.
B from the SAV, 6 degrees of Amish paradise, stuck in an Amish wormhole now. Thank you.
You're welcome. This is one of his prime. Dylan is hard to offend. Challenge accepted. Okay.
Do you remember Kingpin?
The movie?
Yeah.
I never saw it.
What?
Never saw it.
Oh, that also is another Amish reference.
It looks like just the cover
Oh, it's
from the
terrible.
VHS
It's
looks
great.
stupid.
It's so bad.
But it looked like dumb stupid.
A guy with
Like,
a
not
claw
even
hand
funny.
who used to be an epic bowler teaches an Amish guy that goes on the Rumspringa how to bowl.
Are you serious?
Yes, that's what it is.
I may have to check that out.
It is so good.
My parents had it when I was a kid,
It is so bad, but also
and
so good.
I never watched it.
Amish guy goes on Rumspringa and then becomes like a bowling champion. That's how it is. Gosh.
Sweatimus Prime over on Twitter at DOE Show. If someone punches my mom in the face, I'm popping effing popcorn because she will destroy you.
Good job.
Yeah, that works.
That is good. That's good.
Oh, go to AmericanPrideRoasters.com because those are the guys that keep us going.
Drinking the Coolidge tonight.
It is awesome stuff. Go to AmericanPrideRoasters.com. Check out all the awesome flavors and hosts, or flavors over there. The coffees, the teas.
Flavors?
I know.
And hosts?
And hosts. Well, they do have hosts.
They do. They do have host flavors.
I realize that both my things are identical.
merging together.
I
Yeah.
need to change it up a little bit. AmericanPrideRoasters.com. That's AmericanPrideRoasters.com. Historically great coffee. Go to Mojo50.com. 24 hours, 7 days a week. Libertarian free speech radio. You'll never find anything anywhere else. Go to our website, DOAShow.com. All the social medias at DOA Show. We'll be right back.
CP from the SAV. You know what I'm talking about.
That's great.
Oh. It's a must-watch movie. It is stupid. You'll love it. I know it is. It's so great.
Big Full Snarky Jackal. Do you mean bold as courageous or bold as in heated to 212 degrees Fahrenheit?
That's bold.
Yeah, I'm going to leave that for y'all to figure
Uh-huh.
out. That's
Yeah,
the
that's
best
right.
part of the way I talk is
You have to figure out what
it's
it
a
is.
guessing game for all of you, not for me.
Oh, no.
I know what I'm saying.
Yeah, see, I've gotten used to it.
I know. You have to take it into context, and there's that slight pause where you go, what are we talking about?
There's 4 meanings
There's
here.
which one is it?
I'll
Got
get
it.
that in
Okay.
a second.
So it throws you off by like a half a second of that, and you keep on rolling.
Oh, yeah, by the way, I was up in Northern Virginia last night again. What's his face we were working with? He was like, that guy that was with you last time. You guys have good chemistry. It's like, yeah, we've known each other for quite a while.
Is it? I know it sounds bad. I'm really getting tired of people telling me that.
Really?
I really am. It's being up there, ranked up there with the people who always thank me for my service. I hate it. It's just, I'm like, what do you? Okay, thanks. Okay. It's no big deal, really. It's thank
Not a
you,
problem.
appreciate it.
Not not an issue. I'm just saying.
I know.
He's like, you guys must have known each other, right? Yeah.
We should have been a smart aleck and been like, no, we met yesterday.
Yeah, it's actually I just pulled up and dragged him off the side of the road.
No, he didn't even know we rode together. You just tell him, hey.
I found him yesterday. It was so good. And it looked like, you know what? It just happened to work. I don't know. No, okay. I do actually need to sleep like a regular person tonight sometime. And by regular person, I mean 4 hours. No, I don't think so.
Not tomorrow. Not if I remember correctly.
No, I don't think so. I don't think we have anything really going on. So
we got.
Yeah.
Woo.
I mean, I got the clock from 9 o'clock last night until when did I get home?
Like 2:30.
2. Yeah, I think from 9 o'clock last night to 2. That's what my hours.
Hey, pays the bills.
Those were my hours yesterday and the day prior. Yesterday and today. It was good times.
Yeah. Aww.
Aww.
It won't let me like it.
Somebody deleted a file.
The like has been failed.
That's how it works. All right. coming back here in a few seconds, I guess, you know.
In a while.
30-ish seconds.
In a
here,
while.
You know.
It's going to be
It's going to be a minute, but still, I'm just saying, you know, get ready for it.
Dad joke of the year.
That's awesome.
I love it.
That's so good. I like it. I like it a lot.
I like it a lot.
Yeah, it's good. It's so good. All right. Now we're to the break here. We're going to go back over.
I'll never back down. I'll never back down. I'll never back down. I get up when I'm bleeding, barely breathing. I'll never back down.
This is the collision of common sense and comedy. This is Defenders Live.
I'll never back down. Thought I was 6 feet
Welcome back, everybody.
I'm still listening. I still have Wayne's World in my head.
So you really want that, huh?
I do, but
Really,
I can't
really
find
want
a
it.
good one. I'm gonna have to
Yeah.
I have to look some other way.
I'm telling you, we just make it.
I don't want to.
Why?
I don't know why.
It's easy.
Because I'm lazy.
Oh, that's true.
It's
Here.
because it's easier to copy other stuff that's already been done than it is to
make
sit here and
something
make
new.
our own.
Well,
Do like 8 or 9 takes. No, I'm good.
Yeah. Well, I just want to point this out to you. This one is for you to read and,
I know.
and not get upset about.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen.
All right, well, go ahead then.
But we're gonna go ahead.
All right, we're going to try it.
CNN anchor Chris Cuomo. Chris Cuomo, the brother of Lord His Excellency Andrew Cuomo, governor of New York.
The Cuomo twins.
Except for they're not actually twins.
Yeah, but they're just as dumb as each other.
They
Cuomo twin powers activate.
Yeah.
Shape of a moron. It's both of them. You can't.
It is.
It's surprising that we both came up with the same
I
word
know.
there.
And that's exactly why they can never really actually pull anything off. Because they can't figure out who does shape of and form of, so they just both go shape of a moron. And they're like, oh. And they're both standing there going, no, I was going to be the moron. And then they're calling each other moron. Like, I
Right.
see, I earned it. You did. Anyway, Chris Cuomo declared Friday that the gun reform and police reform that Democrats desperately want will happen only when, quote, white people's kids start getting killed, end quote.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah. I'm sorry. Did you not catch that? How that that he wants white people's kids to start being killed.
So now it's a tragedy.
Not even like
Now it's so sad to see.
it is so sad to see.
When upper class cities are having this happening.
Uh-huh. It's not even that, that they start dying, which could be, as tragic enough as it is. No. Now it's like straight up killed. Like killed, to imply killed means it's murder.
Yeah.
It's dead. That's bad.
Yeah.
It's not good. Speaking on his CNN show, Cuomo Prime Time.
Cuomo primetime.
Sorry, Chris Cuomo's prime time has passed like
Ages ago.
2 decades ago.
That was so long ago.
Cuomo vented frustration over a string of recent mass shootings and officer-involved shootings that have gripped the nation.
Mm-hmm.
What mass shootings?
All the mass shootings.
The things that may, and we don't know for sure,
Mm-hmm.
but may be contributed to the fact that the entire country is shut down. People are struggling for money
No.
to pay their bills and
No.
to work and
Come
things
on.
like that.
None of that's happening.
I'm not saying
right?
that's for every single one of them. It probably isn't, but I'm just saying
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot more reasons that it could be other than just straight up racism that they want to push and do everything.
That's
and the
very
officer
true.
involved shootings, by the way, have been white people as well.
Very true.
You just don't talk about those.
Real quick, asking for friend Jackhole. Don't you mean Fredo?
I can handle things. I'm smart. Not like everybody says. Like dumb. I'm smart and I want respect.
Thank you for that.
And you will never get it, my friend. Never, never, ever.
And thank you for reminding me, asking for a friend Jackhole.
Yes. Yes. According to Cuomo, Republicans in particular refuse to address gun violence as a figurative epidemic because they buck COVID restrictions.
They what?
I don't understand what one has to do with the other.
They what? COVID restrictions?
They buck.
Buck.
Buck with a B.
Sexton.
No.
Oh.
No, that's disgusting. Cuomo cited Senator Ted Cruz of Texas, who had recently said he would stop wearing a face mask inside the U.S. Capitol because he is fully vaccinated.
It's not just because he is fully vaccinated. It's the entirety of the Senate is fully vaccinated. All 100 senators are fully vaccinated.
They've been there.
There's no reason for anybody in that room to have a face mask. All of their attendants, all their people, all of them have been vaccinated.
The only reason why some place like that, like the Capitol, would need to continue wearing a face mask after being fully vaccinated would imply to me that the vaccine really isn't really a vaccine and doesn't really do anything.
Or
No, to me, that's it. That's it. I have nothing else. There's no other or. The vaccine doesn't work. It's not real.
Right.
I'm not saying that there's not something that they're injecting into their arm, because obviously there is.
Obviously is.
There was a stretch I heard about in, I think it was Greensboro, or out near Greensboro.
Yeah.
There was a stretcher for a little bit. They were actually injecting people with saline.
Because it doesn't matter.
At that point, it really doesn't.
Nope.
But yeah, there's no reason for them to wear it. If the vaccine, as everyone understands a vaccine to work, which again, it's not a vaccine because of I'm not getting into that. We're going to bring somebody on at some point to actually explain it in medical terms. But anyway, if you're vaccinated, that means you're protected. Your body is doing its business and it's protecting you from it. So to force people to wear a face mask after that is kind of stupid. Kind of stupid.
Yeah, but they could also be virtue signaling is what I'm trying to get to. It's a virtue signal.
No, how?
Because they're trying to make everybody wear a face mask. So they're virtue signaling by saying, oh, we're still having face masks even though we're all blah, 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 blah.
But if the vaccine works, you don't need to wear a mask. Like that's the common sense that it should apply across the board. You know what I mean? If this vaccine is so wonderful and so great, even though they've just pulled, what was it, the Johnson & Johnson one? Or was it Pfizer? They pulled one of them just
Johnson.
Yeah, just recently for blood clots.
They pulled the JJ.
It works so well, it kills you. At least you don't have to worry about COVID anymore after that.
Right. Remember, that's for the that's specifically for 15 to 35-year-old women.
Jesus. Anyway, quote, we refuse to address the violence. We refuse to address the shootings and the violence as a figurative disease. This is a disease. Why would we address that? We refuse to face a real disease. So
This is what Cuomo said.
yeah, this is what Cuomo said.
No.
I'm just going to pause there for a moment. He said, we refuse to face a real disease. So is that
COVID's
him?
not a real disease.
I was going to say, is that him kind of on the subconscious way, kind of saying, hey, COVID was never a real thing. We're just trying to, hype it up to make it into a deal. The gun violence, that's real.
Gun violence is more of a disease to him than COVID.
So even Cuomo thinks that.
Even Cuomo.
That's fantastic. Even though he completely raised ever holy hell about Cruz being vaccinated and then turning around and not wearing a mask. Because that's, bless you, because, it's okay for him to say it's not real and not be worried about it. But, Ted Cruz can't. Wow. That's awesome. Quote, we have a real pandemic stalling our civilization. Stalling?
Stalling.
Actually what's stalling our civilization is the fact that Planned Parenthood and abortion is at the levels that it's at.
And destroying half of our generation before it's born.
Yeah. That's probably the
That's the biggest stall.
That's the biggest stall.
Yeah.
Continuing on, quote, "We are the only civilized nation whose leaders effectively or actively try to promote not doing what the science says." What the hell is he talking about the science?
I don't know, because he was talking about gun violence, and now he's talking
I'm
about
confused.
COVID.
I'm really confused.
He's talking about COVID now, but he was talking about gun violence, and so I don't get it, what he's talking about here.
One does not have to do with the other.
No.
Other than the fact that, again, I would go back to the fact that, idle hands are the devil's plaything.
Uh-huh.
So it is highly possible that a lot of these people who are frustrated, who are trying to just get through life, are breaking down because they're being locked down and forced to wear all these masks and force all these stupid regulations for something that by and large is not much different than a very strong case of the flu, which conveniently has disappeared. Nobody said a word about.
Right, because apparently everybody's dying of only COVID, and the flu has gone away.
It's magically gone away.
It's no more. It has ceased to be.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Hooray. Huzzahs all around.
Yes.
But that's the only reason why one would have to do with the other. After blasting Cruz, Representative Jim Jordan, a Republican of Ohio, and telling his audience that, quote, "I guarantee more people have died from COVID than the government admits." Cuomo hypothesized that the only answer to the police violence and mass shootings is the death of white kids. Again, there it is, the combo of the two. What does COVID
Have to do with gun
Hold on.
violence.
More people have died from COVID than the government admits.
No.
Which, hold on, just think about that for just a moment.
Okay, we already have,
Cuomo is on CNN.
Yeah.
Okay, which is supposed to be middle, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah,
We
right.
all know they're not.
yeah.
Okay? Especially when your brother's Andrew.
Right.
But think about that. He's admitting, or at least hedging, that the idea that the government has lied about how many people have died. Let's say for just a moment
That he's on the proper side of it, because
that
he's
he's
saying
telling
that's
the
actually
truth.
more.
Yeah, let's say he's telling the truth.
Okay.
Let's say that it is found out that the government is lying to us.
Yeah.
Doesn't that kind of just blow a hole in everything that he tries to do as far as with big government is concerned?
Yes.
Doesn't even realize it. That's the best
No.
part about it.
He has no idea that he's actually blowing holes into his own argument.
Yeah. Yeah. Quote, "You know what the answer is. You really do. You don't like it. I don't like it. It scares me. Shootings, gun laws, access to weapons. Oh, I know when they'll change. Your kids start getting killed. When white people's kids start getting killed."
Actually, I now have to reiterate. Cuomo just likes blowing holes,
He likes blowing something.
bubbles. He
Sure.
likes blowing bubbles up
Sure.
the butt.
Sure.
That's how it is.
He likes to make chocolate milk.
Mm-hmm.
Continuing on, smoking that doobie that's actually legal. It's not. Probably in your state now, but they don't know what it is. And then kids run and then pop, 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 pop. Cop was justified. Why'd you run? Oh, he had a baseball game tonight. Oh, white kid. Oh, big family. That house over there. Those start piling up. What is going on with these police? Oh, what? Maybe we shouldn't even have police. That kind of mania, that kind of madness, that'll be you. That'll be the majority because it's your people.
Okay, can I stop you right there?
Sure, because
Okay.
it's...
So, Cuomo, first off, you must be smoking doobies yourself, because you have absolutely no sense of where you're at here in the conversation. Secondly, it is statistical that white people get shot twice as much as black people by police officers.
Yes, they're only reported
And we're talking
because it doesn't fit a narrative.
And also, you got to understand what doesn't fit the narrative is how many black children get shot by other black children.
Yeah.
How black teens kill black teens at a higher rate. How black on black violence is actually what's killing these neighborhoods, not the police officers.
We literally just read a story a little bit ago, 13 and 15.
How even somebody as depraved as Cardi B will come out and say, no, we need cops in our neighborhood because we aren't doing it right. When Cardi B comes out in support of cops, you know something is going wrong in the neighborhood, in the society. First of all, Shut up, Cardi B. Secondly, that's point positive to the fact that you have no idea what the hell you're talking about.
Nope.
More white people on average by twice as much get shot by cops because it's easier for them to get shot and not hurt the police officer than it is for anybody who is has anything close to extra melanin in their skin.
Well, that and the fact that being, having a melanin abundancy fits more of the narrative when they die. Because then you continue to push that narrative to control people.
Right.
I'm just, again, you can't ever actually legislate morality.
No, you can't.
You never will be able to. The problem with it is, and I can agree that when there is a mass shooting, when there's a shooting period, no matter who it is killed. Mm-hmm. Is heartbreaking. And if we as humanity can all for a moment, regardless of what side of the aisle you're on, can stop and go, this person died, regardless of the situation, this human life, that flame was extinguished, that person is gone now. That is sad. If we can get to that point, then we can start fixing things. Because then we can start actually having an understanding. Maybe we might be able to kind of start going, well, we're listening too much to the media. Well, maybe it really isn't, this, that, and the third. Well, maybe parents do need to be involved. Well, maybe we need to have both parents in the house to help things. Well, maybe we need the list can go on and on and on and on. But we all, nobody in any of these situations can sit there at the same time for even a second and be on the same page that go, holy crap, life was lost, and be sad for it. It's an opportunity now. It's always become, it's here lately, especially even more so. It has become nothing but a giant opportunity to further an agenda, and that is it. And until people are being treated as people in life again, we're never going to get anywhere. It's just going to keep getting worse.
Yep. Just like Stealth Jackal over on Twitter says, hashtag arm yourselves again. Until we're talking about Chicago with the strongest gun laws in the country, or Baltimore, or Detroit, or real black statistics in crime, it's blah, blah, blah. They don't want to fix it.
Yeah. Because there's no reason to fix it.
Right.
They get to line their pockets full of money. They can do literally whatever they want, and they can just turn around at the slightest little thing, go, oh, by the way, here's some cash, media, turn around and point out this little thing right here so that way everybody can get all pissy and start fighting and stay divided some more.
Yep.
That's it.
That's it.
And then they can sit back and, what other job can you be in for 50 plus years with, and no matter how you do said job, can still maintain it for 50 plus years.
Right.
Even in a union, that doesn't work.
No, it doesn't.
But apparently in government, you can. It's fantastic, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. Treat people like people. That's all I'm saying.
That's the best thing you can do.
I don't know.
And now for something completely different.
2 men were killed on the weekend in Texas.
Were they black guys? Were they gunned down by police officers?
No, it was a driverless Tesla.
Oh my God.
Slammed into a tree and burst into flames.
Did it hit them and then the tree? Or
no,
did it hit,
they were in the car.
Oh, no.
Yeah, according to KHOU TV, the accident occurred at approximately 11:25 p.m. local time on Saturday night in Spring, Texas, which is near Houston.
Oh, that's sad.
Harris County Precinct for Constable Mark Herman. You okay?
Yeah.
All right.
I'm just kind of giggling at the constable part.
I know, right?
I can't help it. I'm like, constable? You don't hear constable unless it's like...
Constable? What are we, the UK here?
That's what I was going to say.
What are you doing?
I know.
Reported that the 2019 Tesla Model S, believed to be in self-drive mode, failed to negotiate a cul-de-sac curve when driving at a high rate of speed. The vehicle then traveled off the road and crashed into a tree before bursting into flames. Deputy added that it took firefighters almost 4 hours to make the and more than 30,000 gallons of water to extinguish because the vehicle's batteries kept reigniting. At one point,
cow.
the firefighters had to contact Tesla for advice on how to put out the fire.
I'm sorry. I shouldn't laugh because it obviously could be a lot worse. If this had happened under a worse situation, you're talking about technically this, you know, the start of the Chicago fire all over again.
Fire?
Shut up. It's 1871 all over again. Like, it's not going to go well. And you're turning around. Wow.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Hello?
Yeah, is this Tesla?
Yes, this is.
Yeah, so one of your cars just wrecked and burst into flames, and we can't put it out. Can you help us, please? How do you keep the batteries from reigniting?
Well.
I am sorry. Please hold. This is what
Please
you would
hold,
end up
please.
getting.
Hold, please.
Hold, please. Like, who are you calling? Elon Musk directly? Like, and I shouldn't laugh at that again because 2 people died. And that's so sad.
Yes.
But I'm really confused about this. I'm really confused about this. Did no one think to grab the fucking steering wheel? Did nobody?
They were
think?
probably drunk and asleep.
I mean, I understand it's 11:30, but still.
11:30 at night.
It's still
in
early.
self-drive mode.
Now, but they're 59 and 60. Or it's
And?
59 and 69.
And
That's old.
they were drunk.
They're not drunk.
They were drunk.
No, they were getting ready.
They were drunk.
They were getting ready to go to the early bird breakfast.
They were drunk, bud.
No.
They were piss drunk. No. Yes. Quote, normally when the fire department arrives, they already have the vehicle fire under control in minutes. But this went on for close to 4 hours. When the crew finally got the fire under control, deputies searched the vehicle and found 2 bodies in the front passenger seat. One in the front passenger seat, the other in the back seat. So they didn't even have a driver. They were drunk.
I haven't looked into this. So when Tesla says it is a self-driving, like this is a legit.
Technically, yes. It can drive itself. You don't have to be in the driver's seat for it to drive. But you should be.
Well, duh.
Because just in case it doesn't understand, oh, that's a cul-de-sac.
I was gonna say, otherwise you run into this.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Deputies believe the victims were a 59-year-old man and a 69-year-old man. Speaking with reporters, Sherman stated that the investigators are absolutely sure that there was no one driving. No one was driving the vehicle at the time of the crash. They are 100% certain that no one was driving. No one was in the driver's seat. That the vehicle at the driver's seat driving the vehicle at the time of impact.
Words are hard. It's
Yeah.
okay.
Well, sorry.
How are they 100% sure of that?
Because there was nobody in the driver's seat.
Doesn't mean anything. What if they wrecked and they went, oh shit? Yeah. And he bolted and the other 2 were like passed out in the car and they thought it was okay.
I don't know. Our investigators are trained. They handle collisions. They feel very confident with
Hold on.
with the position of the bodies after the impact that no one was driving.
Hold on. Stop. You said you were 100% sure. And now
They're
you're
very
like,
confident.
they're very confident?
They're very confident. 100% sure, very confident.
Okay. It sounds like someone's backpedaling just a tad. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, the brother-in-law.
I'll have Oblivion flickering over on Twitter.
What?
Hashtag arm yourselves. Tesla's suicide is becoming a serious social problem. Racism. Wow.
Thanks for adding that little nugget there at the end.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. The brother-in-law of one of the deceased spoke with KPRC TV following the crash and the incident and indicated that the 2 passengers were best friends who had just gone out for a joyride.
I don't care. I really don't care. Like, I feel weird being on a train. Okay? Like, I feel weird being on a train or something like that that's like guided and stuck on tracks and really hard to take off.
Yeah.
There is no way on God's green earth I'm going to get into a car that is self-driving, quote unquote, as cool as the idea sounds. There's no way I'm going to be sitting in a self-driving car and just kind of go, oh yeah, no, you do your thing, Tesla. Not with hacking the way it is, nope. I will drive myself or I'll walk.
Shortly before the accident occurred, Tesla's founder and CEO Elon Musk had tweeted that new accident report data for the first quarter of the 2021. Allegedly,
Allegedly.
showing that someone driving a Tesla with autopilot engaged is 10 times less likely to be in an accident than a driver manually operating an average vehicle.
Duh. Because the computer, as of right now, is not smart enough to recognize and differentiate things.
No. It's 10 times less likely.
Oh,
to
less
be in a-
likely?
Less likely to be in an accident.
Nah.
Based upon the stats. But then again, those stats are skewed because there aren't that many Teslas on the road. So,
Yeah. B from the SAV, Tesla Autopilot could be an upgrade for many Americans. And then you got the gift from the office where the GPS sends them driving straight into a lake. That was fantastic. I love that show. Oblivion flickering over also on Twitter. You know you're cursed when your car turns out to be drunker than you are.
yep.
Absolutely. It's a shame.
That is.
Yes.
What?
Just a dude over on Twitter at DOA Show. For once, it was the thing and not the person that killed two people. Hashtag cancel Tesla. Hashtag car control now. Hashtag gun control now. Yes. That is fantastic.
Oh yeah. See, now you actually got a chance to use your and now for something completely different.
I know.
Are you happy?
I need to put it here.
Yeah.
Because get rid of that one, maybe.
Yeah, that one. Or that one.
Technically, both of these can go.
Yeah, because we're not using them.
No, I'm going to redo this one. That one is funny up to a point, but it's...
Right.
You know, we don't use it near as often.
Oh, I got to show you did I show you the
stuff
site?
and things? No, not yet.
The site that has the sounders and all the junk on it?
Not yet. I figured we'd check that out before.
Oh, yeah.
Before I roll to the house.
Yeah, because I like it a lot. It's very nice. What?
You're a dick, Chris. I hate you. I hate you. Can't help it. Getting old.
It's a comfy chair.
Well, it's
Apparently, this is a normal thing.
it is in my house. It is.
No. I'm talking about it for anybody. It is a normal thing, at least for men.
It might be.
To come home, sit down on the couch, and pass out for a few hours by accident.
Yeah. Well, mine is like I've been off. Like I took a nap. Did that today.
Did you really?
Of course, I was up very late last night and then got up at 8 o'clock to.
I was up
get to
very
work
late
for
last
school.
night, too.
I know. Not as late. I wasn't as late as you. But
No. Because I was up until 4 o'clock this afternoon from
yeah.
from yesterday.
Yeah. No, mine wasn't that far.
So,
This is Defenders Live.
Oh my. Final bit of the show for tonight.
yes.
If you'd like to get your tweets in, get in at DOAE Show on Twitter. Use
Yes.
the hashtag arm yourselves. We're also on the Facebooks at DOAE Show.
And don't forget to subscribe over there on the,
Subscribe to all of it
yeah.
because it all helps out in the end.
Uh-huh.
See what I did there? In the end. Wow.
Go over to the YouTubes, though, and make sure to subscribe. It's not going to help you. You're not going to get notifications because, well, YouTube. But
You
it'll
can.
help. It'll help us. And we have a push goal.
Yeah, we do
which
have a
we're
push
trying to
goal.
get everything going. So,
Got information of that. I posted it on the Twitter already.
yep. He
I need to-
posted it
actually, I
everywhere
need
and
to pin
retweeted
that
it and
now that I
everything.
think about
You
it.
should. You should pin it to the account
I should.
so that everybody's there.
Sounds like a good idea,
I think that's what he's got to do. Speaking of YouTubes, they were banging in the backseat.
Oh,
It was two guys. You sure? I mean,
and
it's
then
common
and hold on,
nowadays.
and one was in the front seat, and one
was in the passenger front seat. One was in the back seat.
Yeah. So I'm just saying, like,
Yeah,
that's-
I mean, the positions are going to be a little off on that one.
there we go.
Yeah.
Pinned. Ta-da! It's at the top of my Twitter.
Right.
Go check that out there.
Yes.
Anyway, Anyway, turning that back to there so we don't forget it this time and run late.
Like last time. Yeah.
And now for something completely different.
A Houston area migrant center that housed hundreds of teenage girls who crossed into the United States as unaccompanied minors just kind of up and closed over the weekend.
What?
Just out of the blue.
No.
Yeah, leading immigrant advocates to more questions than answers.
More questions.
Sounds weird,
That's
doesn't it?
suspicious.
That's a bit weird. Even more surprising, the facility opened less than 3 weeks ago.
That's suspicious.
Just a tad. And shuttered after one worker suddenly died.
Sorry, what?
Suddenly died.
Suddenly died.
Suddenly
Just, like,
died.
dead on the floor.
I guess. I don't know the whole thing.
Nothing happened.
According to KTRK TV, quote, a flurry of activity, end quote, was witnessed outside the facility prior to the Department of Health and Human Services announcing the facility was closed.
To be fair.
To be fair,
To be fair.
every one of these facilities has a flurry of activity.
Wow.
What?
Okay.
It's a long way to the well. Let's
That
go.
was a no. I mean, it was there. Just it's
All right.
The government said the displaced girls ages 13 through 17, who numbered between 450 and 500 at the facility.
That's a gaggle.
Yeah, they would be united with sponsors or transferred to another HHS refuge facility. Today, HHS announced that all of the children in the HHS Office of Refugee Resettlement, or the ORR, the care at the emergency intake site.
Wow. Why the acronym? I thought acronyms are racist.
And no, it's the government. They can do that. If they
We were
want.
told by the government that acronyms are racist.
They are, unless it's the government doing it. The IES for unaccompanied children and the National Association of Christian Churches site in Houston, Texas, which is the NACC Houston, will be immediately unified with sponsors or transferred to appropriate ORR facilities. However, the government did not provide the exact reason for the facility's abrupt closure. Cesar Espinoza.
Espinoza.
There
you go. Yeah.
I
know
saw
you were
that,
there,
but I didn't
say it. No.
I didn't say
yeah.
it.
I've done that a
Espinoza.
couple times. Yeah.
It's a momentary dyslexia. Yeah. You ever had dyslexia?
Yeah, I did.
I did. Cesar Espinoza, director of the immigrant advocacy group FIEL, told the Associated Press that there is, quote, an incident, end quote, at the facility on Friday night, and police cars and ambulance were present outside the facility. Quote, there seemed to be a lot of confusion as to what has really happened.
No.
I don't think there's really any confusion. They just don't want to tell you.
They don't want you to tell anything.
Who were quote, the people that were there looked like they were in a sad stance,
No.
kind of with their head down.
No.
Seemed like they were wiping tears away.
Were they now?
End quote. According to the Houston Chronicle, an adult staffer of the Department of Health and Human Services died in the facility on Friday night.
Can I ask you a question real quick?
Sure.
Why do they have to? Why are they differentiating adult staffer?
I don't know.
A
Maybe it's just a reiterating
an
that it's
adult staffer.
Yeah, that maybe just saying that the inmates aren't governing themselves, and I can't say they're inmates; they're not inmates, but you know what I mean. Maybe
Yeah,
they're not being.
Yeah, they are.
They're not
The
governing
detainees are not
Yeah, the detainees
self-governing.
are self. Yeah, I
But
don't know.
you could just say a staffer for the DHS,
I don't know.
because the DHS doesn't have anybody under the age of 18
So many words
on their staff.
So many words. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
So many words. The HHS, however, obviously did not disclose additional details. Representative Sheila Jackson Lee,
However,
Shirley Jackson Lee,
Shirley.
however, claimed the worker died from a quote-unquote medical emergency that was unrelated to the migrant children and caused by underlying health conditions.
Sure.
Quote, that was the only reason that there were ambulances there the night before. That according to Jackson Lee, who she told to KTRK. If somebody had underlying
medical
issues, and just suddenly died. And it was nothing violent. It was nothing bad. It was.
Why would they close it down?
Why would you close it down? Why would you have the brouhaha about it? And why would you be secretive? I'm sorry, but I am not sorry. There's no reason. If you're going to play, your cards close to the chest, I'm going to call you a liar. And I'll call you bluff. I don't care, especially when it's Shirley Jackson Lee.
Yeah, Shirley Jackson Lee, who we don't trust anyway.
But we still call her Shirley. Thank you. I've been sitting on that little nugget for the past 2 months now.
I bet you have.
While Espinosa expressed a contentment that some of the migrant girls, about 130 in all, will be united with sponsors, he told the Chronicle, quote, "Unfortunately, at this moment, we have more questions than answers."
But Shirley Jackson Lee already knows that it's a medical emergency, that it had nothing to do with anything going on. So how do you have Espinosa, the person who is of FIEL, F-I-E-L?
Yeah.
How do you have all more questions than answers when obviously Shirley Jackson Lee?
Yeah, well, a quote continuing on, if it's shutting down, it still raises a lot of questions. It wasn't an appropriate place to have the young girls, end quote. Espinosa told ABC News that he toured the facility and saw, quote unquote, desperation on the girls' face.
I saw Desperado.
Desperado, why don't you come to your senses?
The Knights of St. Neo over the Twitter. Oh no, they copped a feel.
Oh, I see what you did there. That's fantastic. I love it. Stilly Jackal over on Twitter, hashtag arm yourselves. The last time I had Listexia, they told me I shouldn't do that anymore. Yeah, me too. And I'm just a slow learner.
Yeah, that's how it is.
Oh my God. He explained, this is talking about Espinosa, that the facility was, quote, just filled with just cots where girls were not allowed to get up unless it was to shower or use the restroom. Even their meals were delivered to their cots. These girls were more treated like merchandise rather than treated as human beings, as people who just went through a very traumatic experience.
What's the trauma?
Well, being caught at the border by trying to break the law by sneaking into a country, a sovereign nation.
Self-imposed trauma is not trauma.
It's still trauma. It's not, there's nobody to blame but yourself. It's like, it's still trauma. You can still suffer from it. It just,
I go back to the point of, you can suffer, but you have to suffer alone. I agree. I go back to this point here. My wife, when she used to work restaurants, long time ago,
in a galaxy far, far away,
she had a manager. The manager was very specific about things.
I don't know why, but I'm glad you finished with the juror, because for some stupid reason, I heard you say she had a man. I'm like, wow.
A juror.
A man, a juror. Gotcha.
A manager. Okay. And that manager was very specific about one thing. You can call out sick. That's just fine. But if it's self-imposed sickness and I find out, you're fired.
That's fair. That's absolutely fair.
Basically, if you get drunk and then have a migraine and get sick, you still need to come to work.
No,
because that's
if you're hungover.
Yeah, if you're hungover because of your own stupidity, you still need to come to work.
Yeah. Now, I'm torn on that.
Well, no, self-imposed sickness.
No. Hear me out. I'm torn on that because on the one hand, that is what sick days are for.
It was a pizza place. It was California Pizza Kitchen.
On the one hand, if you're not trying to get paid for it, I think you should be able to take off whenever you want to. However,
if you're trying to take a sick day,
if you're trying to take a
paid sick day,
if you take a sick day, then you better be really sick. I mean, if you're not. And once in a while,
every now and again, you need a day off.
Everybody does that. I'm not saying on a regular, but I'm talking about, like you said, you have a self-imposed sick day, blah, blah, blah. You get paid for it. Just don't get caught because, like I say, no, but what I was going to get back to was, on the one hand, like if you call out for whatever reason, whether you don't feel good, you just want to take a day, whatever, and you're not going to get paid for it, I'm cool with that. On the other hand, though, I see how most companies should have a thing where, after a certain point, like it gets noted.
Yeah.
It should be noted. Most people are watching
sick on
that
this
stuff.
day, sick on this day, sick
Yeah,
on
it's
this
like, oh, you've conveniently being sick all these times.
You've
Or you're
conveniently
just
were
not
sick every
or
Monday.
busy or blah, blah, blah. You're clearly not putting, everything is not meant to be here. You're
Right.
not 100% into here. So either you be here or get the hell out.
Right. But the reason why I brought it up was because of this.
Yeah.
This is a self-imposed trauma.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Self-imposed sickness. You put this on yourself.
Well-
or your family put this on you and you decided to go along with it.
No, I'm not
there
gonna.
is
I'm
no
not gonna.
wells.
No, there is.
There is
because you don't
not.
know because you don't know the exact things. A lot of families, especially when you start talking about the age of a 13-year-old, 13-year-old's going to do what the family tells them to do. They're not going to look at it from the angle of necessarily what's right or wrong.
I don't think my daughter would say. If I told my daughter, who's now about to be 11, okay, and I told her, I am going to send you with random strangers to the border that I've paid, to take you to go across the border.
Drink APR coffee. Don't breathe it.
Yeah, don't breathe APR coffee. Drink it. That's not a good idea. And you have to travel, 2,000 miles by yourself, basically, with a bunch of strangers that could probably kill you and probably will.
Okay.
I don't think she's going to say yes to that.
Well, but yeah, when you word it like that,
That's what it is.
yes. But who's saying that's how they're wording it, though?
Who cares how they're wording it? That's what it is.
Yeah, I agree to that. But that's what I'm.
They're
talking.
called coyotes for a reason.
I know, but hear me out. That's what I'm trying to say is that may be what's happening. That's may how the parents and the family members may be seeing it. But do you really think they're going to tell a 13-year-old kid that, especially a 13-year-old girl? No, they're going to word it as, listen, honey, it sucks here. There's no jobs. There's no nothing. We want something better for you. If you go with this guy, he's going to take you to America, and they're going to, unload on all these great things you can get in America. And she's going to be like, oh, okay, I'm going to go. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So to a point, it's not self-imposed. It depends on the situation. I'm with you from the family side, and the older you get, that it does become more self-imposed and less the other way. But when you start, some of them, like I said, are 13, you know what I mean? We don't know every one of them, and I can't sit there and go like, yeah, she was told that she could be dead and blah, blah, blah. They might have been told the opposite. It might have been like, if you stay here, you will be dead. If you go with,
I mean, sure, yeah.
go with Juan over here and he'll take you to America where your life will be perfect.
Which is a lie.
And we will come by after, you get moved in and get settled. We'll be right there behind you with no one. You know what I mean?
Then one somehow sneaks you into the border and then cuts off your finger or gets another kid to cut off your finger because that's what's been happening.
Yeah.
They've been getting other kids that are in this group of people. Once they get them into the United States through customs and all the rest of it, after they go through this thing and they do the catch and release and send them out, they get them to these specific locations and these specific points. And then they get the other kids to cut off a finger of the kid that just got there to send it off to the parents and say, hey, by the way, if you want your kid not to die, we need another whatever, how much money we sent you already, that you sent me already.
Yep. It's a horrible thing. It really is. But like, I can't.
It's called slave trade, guys.
I can't. Yeah, it is. I can't turn around and dump all of the blame and all of the stuff solely on the kids. I can't.
No, I'm not blaming the kids for this, but at the same point in time, they don't need to be at the border.
Oh no, I agree with you, but it's not
They don't need to be
totally their thing. If the American people can be duped into feeling sorry for all these people, how do you think they're being duped? How do you think they're hearing it? You know what I mean? And I'm just saying. Speaking of funny things and admitting things, President Joe Biden finally admitted on Saturday that there is a crisis at the U.S. southern border.
What?
I know! The Biden administration previously refused to use the word crisis when addressing the unprecedented surge of migrants flooding the southern border in recent months. You know what the best part is? Is this very next. After golfing in Delaware on Saturday, the press asked Joe Biden about the U.S. refugee cap, which made headlines this week when there were reports that the number would remain the same as the Trump administration. The White House reporters said that on Friday that the Biden administration would have a refugee cap of 15,000, the same historically low number that former President Donald Trump had during his time in office.
I got a question.
Sure.
It says after golf.
He did after golfing. Yes.
Are you sure that wasn't putt-putt? It's still technically golf.
Being O'Biden, it wouldn't surprise me with his age and dementias
Putt-putt.
and all that other stuff. No, not even that. He probably is on an actual golf course. He's just got somebody out there golfing for him. He's just riding around in the cart, drinking Pedialyte, making sure he stays hydrated.
Yeah, it's a good hit you got there.
Chauncey, I would recommend you use a 3-wood there.
Come on, man. You need to get a 3 out there. Where's your irons?
I lost my twisty bendy straw for all of my Pedialyte doesn't taste. It's gotten hot now. I need a new one.
Hey, Jim. I need
Hey,
a new
Jude? What?
Hey, Jim. I need a new Pedialyte.
I need a straw. Okay. During the campaign, Bowden, President O'Biden vowed to raise the refugee cap to 125,000. However, O'Biden is on track to accept the fewest number of refugees this year of the
That's a
modern
what?
president.
No, stop.
Yeah,
Stop.
including Trump.
What?
According to a report of the
That's a
International Rescue
lie.
Committee.
That's a lie.
No.
We've already exceeded the entire 4 years of Donald Trump at the border in the last, 5 months?
Well, again, it.
Oh, not even 2 months. In the last 2.5 months.
Yeah,
It's only April. I keep on forgetting.
I know. It's almost May.
I know.
Yeah. My mom will be in town next weekend.
Oh, yeah?
Weekend.
Yeah.
I mean, my sister's birthday. I think we're having an office theme party. It's going to be fantastic.
It's going to be great.
We're gonna get tattoos done too. It's going to be
Right.
great. Following the report that Biden would not increase the refugee cap, several progressive Democrats, including Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, Ilhan Omar, Joaquin Castro, and Pramila Jayapal.
Yeah, she's from Washington.
Pramila Jayapal.
Yep, you got it.
Wow. From Washington, lashed out at Biden for not accepting more refugees. The far left politicians labeled Biden's failure to raise the refugee camp as, quote, racist, xenophobic, unconscionable, and utterly unacceptable. It is kind of nice to see them kind of giving him the same crap that they've
Yeah,
gave
but
Trump.
it's just political bull.
You know what the problem with it is, though, is he will cave. Trump didn't.
Yeah, I know.
That's the sad part.
That's the worst part about it.
That hurts my heart. Hours after the report and the outrage, the White House seemed to reverse course and blame confusion, quote unquote, for the refugee cap report. The White House press secretary Jen Psaki said Biden has been consulting with advisors to, quote, determine what number of refugees could realistically be admitted to the United States between now and October 1.
Well, realistically admitted?
Realistically.
Admitted. 0.
Yeah. And that also means legally.
And they're not refugees.
That's legally as
Why
well.
why are they refugees?
Because they're coming from these impoverished nations that don't have anything. Stephen Howell, don't you have a heart?
They're-
People travel these
No.
distant miles.
No, you don't get it.
Across
No.
barren lands.
No.
Escaping the
Stop
the
it.
horribleness that their economies and their home
I would
countries are
rather-
destroyed.
I would rather America go and spend a bunch of money, like actually handing out money to these people in the not the government itself, but going door to door and saying, "Here's a check from America. Here's a check." I would rather us do that than to spend a dime on admitting more quote unquote refugees that have nothing to do with refugee status. Just because you're poor doesn't mean you're a refugee. Ooh. Okay? You're not just because you come from a poor nation doesn't mean refugee.
It's very true. Oblivion flickering over on Twitter. I love this. This is fantastic. Let's not talk about actual slavery happening right now. Let's focus on the slavery of the 18th century. We need reparations for people long dead.
That's right.
That is fantastic. It's so true.
Right. Or you can talk about the slavery that's happening now, where you actually have more slaves now than you did throughout the entire, 300 and some odd years.
Yeah, and again,
European
well,
slave
and again,
trade, you
I was
know.
gonna say, and just so we're clear, of this whole thing with the 18th century, slavery and all that
right.
stuff going back,
Uh-huh.
they're only focusing on one demographic.
Right.
They're not focusing on the Irish.
They're not focusing.
They're not focusing on the Chinese.
They're not focusing on any of it.
On the Germans, on all the rest of it. They're not focusing on any of that. Why? Because they can only, it's so much easier. They've already dug in their heels and they've already gotten the black population on their side. So why in the hell would we worry about anything else? Because if you turn around and start pointing out, well, white people were, slighted against, were discriminated against and everything else, it just blows everything out of the water. And it just drives me nuts, man. What?
So you remember where the Stealth Jackal was talking about the freaking cat bed?
Yeah.
Cancel producer Chris just said, could probably fit 2 of you there. Her response to that was, oh, so hilarious in the meme. And his final reply, I know. You guguys having the back and forths is awesome.
It's
I'm just
great.
saying.
It's just so wonderful.
So very
I'm
good.
Just telling you.
Oh, the Irish is
Yeah.
the Irish arguably had it worse. Yeah, they do. They did, and they still kind of do because nobody sees them as being slaves ever.
Yeah, they never have. It's
Ever.
That's the worst part about it. Is they were. I mean, you. What's his name? Hold on. I just had it in my brain. I need. There's something else. I need to start taking some like fish oils or something to stimulate my brain because
Just keep that memory intact. What
I'm drawing.
What did he
a
do?
He was.
What, can you hear that? Irish?
He
Okay.
was. Yeah, he was Irish, but he was.
Okay, so Irish guy. What did he do?
He was kind of a
What was his background?
he was like not quite the king, but he was like the leader of Ireland when he sent his last name was Cromwell. Look up Cromwell.
Okay.
I can't remember his first name off the top of my head, but I at least remember his last name. Look up the slavery from Cromwell back in like when he sent hundreds of thousands of people from Ireland to Barbados to work the sugar cane down there.
Yeah.
You want to talk? I mean, it's just as bad, just as horrific as what happened to the Africans and all that stuff before. But
Slavery is slavery.
yeah,
is
but
slavery.
but nobody talks about it.
Right. But slavery
Yeah.
is slavery is slavery.
Oliver Cromwell.
There you go.
I got it.
There you go. See, it just took you a minute.
It I need to stop doing that. Because the funny part is you would think that my drawing a blank has to do with like, oh, I'm nerves or something like that.
No,
it's not nerves.
no.
Like I'm literally getting old, and I think it's the early offset of dementia is what I think it is.
Let's not go there. let's not. Go.
No, I need to start taking vitamins and stuff like that because I need to get. That's the problem is my brain runs this fast and everything else goes like this fast. And I think
that's really the issue. The rest of your body doesn't keep up with how your
No.
brain runs, and so your mouth doesn't speak fast enough for you to
doesn't.
catch the stuff in your brain.
Yeah. It's just why once I have it in my brain, it's gone and I'm like up it and it's
Right, and it's
sounds
out.
like
It sounds like you're a
gibberish.
moron, but you're not. So many states across the United States have rescinded their pandemic-related mandating or requirements for residents to wear their masks and all the rest of it.
They haven't done it here yet.
No.
I will say though, however, there's a lot of people, at least in this area. Now I don't know about the
just
rest of
don't
North
care.
Carolina. I don't know about like out around Charlotte,
Mm-hmm.
but I know that everywhere I've been in our little local area and everything
There's
else,
a lot more people just walking around normally.
yeah,
again.
most people
Yeah.
don't kind of give a flying flip. Like again, if you walk into a restaurant or walk into a place and they say, "Oh, you have to," or you need to have this, or what, then people will do it. But at the same time, it's kind of the mandate is still there because Cooper will never rescind that. But
That's
anyway.
right. But in Oregon, it may go a completely opposite
Oh,
direction.
beloved Oregon.
Yes, on top of a top Oregon health official is considering a permanent rule, according to the Associated Press, mandating social distancing and the use of face masks inside workplaces indefinitely.
Oh my God.
Yeah, current regulations expire May 4th, but Michael Wood, administrator of the State Department of Occupational Safety and Health, that's a mouthful,
It is.
reportedly how did I get that? How can I do that? But I can't. Anyway,
I don't know.
reportedly wants to alter the state's regulation to extend the mandate until revised and repealed.
That's insane.
Yeah, the proposal only promises to repeal the permanent rule once officials no longer deem the face mask necessary.
When the lords of the land decide that you are allowed to not have to cover your face.
That's right. Although the rule must be adopted as a permanent rule, its purpose is to address the COVID pandemic. Oregon OSHA intends to repeal the rule when it's no longer necessary to address that pandemic, but it is not possible to assign a specific time for that decision. Oregon OSHA will consult with Oregon OSHA Partner Committee, the Oregon Health Authority, and its stakeholders.
There it is right there.
As circumstances change to determine when all parts of the rule can be appropriately repealed. Quote, "We're not out of the woods yet," said Wood.
Oh, there's a lot of wood talking over
There's
there.
a lot of wood talk. It's pretty hard.
So, Oregon. Now it explains to me. I got a friend of mine who lives in Oregon who texted me yesterday saying that her and her husband are considering, are wanting to move within the next couple of years out of there, and is asking, like, what is it like to live here?
Not bad.
No.
Not like that.
And they homeschool all 5 of their kids.
Oh, yeah. Come
I'm
on
like,
down.
this is where you go.
This in Texas. That's it.
Yeah. Those are really your only 2 options.
Yeah.
So,
Although, if you go to either of them, don't make it like where you came from.
oh, they won't. I know them. They're not of
good.
that type.
Good. Well, there's like a big divide
I know.
in Oregon.
I know. But the upside to it is, what doesn't change, period, is American Pride Roasters coffee. Go to AmericanPrideRoasters.com. If you're not into coffee, go to the tea route. They've got chocolates. Awesome stuff there. You're buying something there you will love. I guarantee it. AmericanPrideRoasters.com is historically great coffee. Go to Mojo50.com. Lots of shows, lots of other hosts, much better than we are. Check them out. Mojo50.com. Also on iHeartRadio under the Mojo50 Radio banner. Go to our website, DOAEshow.com. Become a defender with us. Follow us on all social medias at DOAE Show. Don't forget our push goal of 1,000.
Over on the YouTubes.
Yep, 5-track LP from us. If you do it, we'll see y'all tomorrow. Bye.